The 4-2-1-3 right now, in my opinion, is the rattiest formation in the game. It's just a combination of a low block, impenetrable defense, the counterattack so deadly, it's nightmare fuel for your opponents. If you need coins to buy high-end players and make your dream team, you gotta check out lootbar.gg and their ridiculously low prices. Their prices are already 10% cheaper than any other platforms, and I've got you another 8% off by using my code OMID. Plus, after you purchase, you receive a free 5% extra coins, more than the amount you actually ordered. Many familiar faces in the content creators community are using Lootbar services, so you know you're in safe hands. And with a super fast and safe delivery system, you can have your coins within 30 minutes. So make sure to check out lootbar.gg and their amazing prices, and don't forget to use the code OMI to get that extra 8% off. The link is in the description. G'day everyone, it's OmiDex here and welcome back to another video on this channel. This is the third and final episode where I'll be strictly talking about the top meta formations in the current state of the game. I'm not talking half meta, half fun to play in a friendly with your friend. I'm talking going into a game with a full game plan of knowing exactly what you want out of each and every player on your team. And you know it as soon as you see your opponent using this formation that it's not gonna be an easy game. The 4-2-1-3 is the equivalent of last year's 4-3-2-1. Not that it necessarily plays in a similar fashion, but because it's a really easy formation to play. It's brutal in defense, deadly on the counters, and playing it barely requires any skill. Let's move on to the tactics and I'll explain along the way why it's such a broken formation. For the 4-2-1-3, I'll go balanced build-up style 10 times out of 10. While I enjoyed playing the counter on most two-striker setups, here's the key thing about any formation with a sole striker and a cam. At the current state of the game, these first-time through balls are literally the top of the meta. You want your cam to take the ball and fizz it through for any of your three attackers. But if you put the build-up style on counter, you'll realize most of the time your attackers will be offside when you attempt the first-time through balls. So staying on balanced build-up is a crucial necessity. And for the defensive depth, I go with a line height of 58, which again puts the approach on balanced. Any number above 60 would change the approach to a high line, which wouldn't be ideal if we're strictly talking about meta. On a high line, your defensive AI stops marking the runs on the trackback, which could lead in getting countered if you're not manually marking the runs every time. Anyway, moving on to the player roles, we started off with the striker and my new favorite role and focus combo on the game, advanced forward and support. If you compare this striker's positioning between attack and support focus, you see the striker positions themselves a few yards deeper on the support role, which makes it that much easier to find perfect consistency on your first time through balls without the risk of getting caught on the offside trap. Unlike the false 9, this one won't make your striker disappear into the midfield, and they'd still have that crucial presence on the final third. For the cam, playmaker and balance is the way. As much as I love Shadow Striker for different reasons, it's that extra step they take backwards towards your midfield that opens up that perfect setup for the pass. So if we want to stay true to the meta, we gotta go playmaker on this one. Next up are the two wingers, and regardless of their role plus, these two just need to be on inside, forward and balanced. Y'all know why it's undoubtedly the best role for wide attackers, so instead of explaining what you already know, let me suggest two types of players who would be perfect for this role. I've been going with two explosively fast wingers on both sides and I'm loving what it brings to the table. But another top meta choice for the wings would be having players with finesse shot plus. Let me paint you a picture. You're on a counter, winger on inside forward instruction gets the ball and they have finesse shot plus, say less. Now the two CDMs, they're both on deep lying playmaker. Why? Because the roaming focus EA added for the CDMs changes everything. Before, no matter what, you could not involve your CDMs in the attack, they just wouldn't move forward. The roaming focus on deep line playmaker is the new addition to the EAFC IQ, and as you can see, it gives the DMs the freedom to move up a little bit and find themselves in more useful areas to support the attack. Keep in mind, this doesn't leave you vulnerable on the counters. There's still CDMs and there's still prioritized defensive positioning over anything else. And finally, it is the boring meta defensive lineup as you would expect. Fallback and defend on both sides and defender and defend for the center. And that would form the core reason of why this formation is so broken. Just look at how the team forms up when you're in possession. Look at how compact the defense is. With the way CDMs tuck back way more than a center mid would, the 6-back low brick defense is just a joke. Imagine the amount of times you'll get the ball back with such a defense, and on top of that you gotta form an attack, always forward, always ready for a counter. This is something rarely any other formation on this game can provide. I'm telling you man, this formation is a joke. I'm certain of the effectiveness of the setup, but to be honest, I'm not sure I'm a fan of the skill-less playstyle this formation provides. Anyway, the goalkeeper's instruction as always is whatever role plus or plus plus they might have. I have mine on sweeper keeper and build up. Here you can see the code on your screen and I'm gonna be putting it down in the description as well. Now let's get to some gameplay. The 4-2-1-3 is great at many things, but something to always keep in mind is any variation of a 4-3-3 form will always be amazing at pressure play. You got all the right players in the right positions to man mark, cut passing lanes and press the ball holder. A lot of your goals will come from opponents simply giving up the possession mid-transition, and it's almost a free goal at that point. And when it's not a press, it's the counter-attacks, the wing play, the first time through balls, the control of the midfield and dictating the tempo of the game. With the way FC25 plays right now, along with 4-4-2, this probably is the best formation in the game. Keep watching the rest of the clips if you want to see the capabilities of the 4-2-1-3, and I'll see you at the end of the video. That's it for today's video, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe. It would help out the channel massively. This is the end of this episode, and hopefully I will see you on the next one.